Good morning. Hey, what's up? This is Brian Kuzmar from Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals. What a beautiful morning, and check out these waves. Well, we were supposed to have some waves. I was going to go out and surf today, but obviously they are very small, but maybe later in the day we might get some good surf here. But check out this temperature, 56 degrees. Holy smokes, our first good cold front of the year. And if you don't live in Florida and you haven't been down here, 56 is pretty cold for us. You'll see everyone out wearing jackets today. Parkas. Some people will be wearing parkas. You can tell those are the true Floridians. Anyway, what a lovely day out there. Hoping the surf picks up so I can get out there and get a few waves. Anyways, this is not a surf report and not a weather report, but no less, I always like to start out with something beautiful. And that's what we see today is beautiful weather, beautiful ocean, beautiful skies. I mean, everything is nice. And even today is much nicer. And I hate to say I told you so, but I told you so yesterday. Buy the dips. It's not because I got a crystal ball or anything like that. This is just 40 years of me looking at markets every single day, just about 5 days a week for 40 years. It's like watching your child who never left the house for 40 years grow up. You know every little thing they're going to do just about. And you also know that they're going to do unpredictable things as well that you won't be able to figure out occasionally, but you'll know why and how. And as I have said for a long time here, no worries. Don't worry about it. We're in a bull market. This is what my report said yesterday. If you take a look, our YouTube video yesterday, this was my primary lesson yesterday was don't worry. It's no worries about it. It's only temporary. That was monkey hammering that we saw for the last week where markets were manipulated. And don't let that scare you. All markets are manipulated. All of them, not just gold and silver. Your stock market, your 401k, even elections are manipulated apparently. So all markets are manipulated. The trick is, and it's just like Las Vegas to some degree, not just like, but to some degree it's like Las Vegas. You know the game is rigged, but if you know how it's rigged, you know how to beat them. And that's the whole secret to this thing. And this is what I've been teaching you, is knowing that the game is rigged, but knowing how to beat them. And again, my favorite saying by Robert Heinlein, which says, of course the game is rigged, but if you don't play, you can't win. And that's absolutely true. I don't care if it's stocks, bonds, cryptos, or gold and silver. All of them are manipulated by big players. And let's move along. And what did I say yesterday too? Buy the dip. And you know exactly why I said buy the dip yesterday, because we had a hell of a dip from last week. I kind of was saying buy the dip all last week. I hope some of you did if you had some extra money. And if you didn't, no worries. Don't worry about it because you've got your position already. And this was just a temporary blip. And the only thing you'd have to worry about is if you were panicked or you had to sell. If you in one of those two, if you panic sold or you had to sell this last week, then you really screwed up. You should have listened to me. And I hate to say it, but I told you so. Anyways, gold jumps back above 1,800 as Bitcoin drops 2,000 from record high. Interestingly enough, I didn't really pick this because of Bitcoin, but it had both in there, and I've been talking about Bitcoin versus gold for the last week or so, and I did a video on Thanksgiving Day. You can take a look at it where I discussed the differences between Bitcoin and gold and how you really need to understand what the differences are so you can profit from either one or at least not make big mistakes. Anyways, gold jumps back up, and we'll get to the gold prices here in a little bit. But first, I'd like to talk about a little article by Peter Schiff. I really like Peter Schiff. I supported him in his run when he was running for Senate or something like that. It's been so long, I can't remember. However, I've been reading him for a long time. Like Peter Schiff, he's a gold bull, but you know, I think he's a smart gold bull, one of the smart ones, not the one out there just screaming, buy gold, buy gold, and they can't tell you why. Anyways, let's take a look at his little article, and a couple things I wanted to read here. How do we keep stay? I recommend you read the article as well. Peter said the big problem is the intrusion of government regulation, taxation, and spending into the economy. Those will only accelerate with a Biden win in the White House. This is exactly what I've been saying for some time. Unfortunately, there are no fiscal conservatives in Washington, D.C. Not even Trump is a fiscal conservative. Love him or hate him or whatever, he's not a fiscal conservative. He signed off on the $2.1 what is it, $1 trillion CARE Act. Oh my God, they're going to be endlessly printing. But you know what? Compared to Biden and Kamala, especially Kamala more than likely, but compared to Biden, Trump looks like a fiscal conservative big time. So I think, as Peter Schiff says, with the Biden win, we're only going to see this stuff accelerate. Nothing's going to change. It's just going to accelerate. And I've been saying this for 6 months now. As he says here, we can expect more regulation. Of course, you know, the Democrats are the party of regulation and taxes. They like to control things, so yeah, that'll be costly. But it'll be good for gold. It'll be good for us, more than likely, unless they put their targets on us, which I don't think they will, because we are way too small of a market for them. You know, there's trillions and trillions in the stock market and the bond market. That market is like 99% larger than the gold and silver markets. So I think we're on the bottom of the list of people that they're going to screw with one day. Anyways, let me move on to what Peter said he thought here. Peter said we could also see an increase in the minimum wage with Biden in the White House. That's likely, even though states are doing that on their own. I don't see a need for the federal government to do it. Whenever the federal government does anything, congressmen, senators, it's a power play. You know, they're really not needed. They just keep growing and growing and growing. In fact, the ever-growing federal government to me is like a cancer on the system. That's my opinion. We'll get into that another time. Anyway, Peter says that, and there are tax increases. Peter says he sees some tax hikes, that should be tax hikes. Someone should use a spell check down at Zero Hedge. Tax hikes coming down the pike, even if the Republicans maintain control of the Senate. But it won't be nearly enough to cover the massive increase in spending. And that's exactly what I've been saying. This is why you need to buy gold, silver, and platinum, because they are going to kill the dollar. Biden is just going to do it faster. They are going to absolutely murder the dollar. With the help of central banks, with the help of governments worldwide, they're going to destroy the U.S. dollar. And if that's the case, then I think the best thing you can be in is a product made by the stars, a product made by the collision of stars. It's so rare that it's very difficult to, you can't make it, man can't make it. And that's gold and silver and platinum. There's only so much of it. It's tangible. Central banks covet it. Central banks own it. Governments own it. The elite own it, yet they tell us not to own it. Isn't that a bit strange? They want us to own all those worthless paper dollars and those ones and zeros that you can't physically hold and are backed by nothing either. They want us to own fiat. Just put it that way. Anyways, so the Fed would just monetize all the debt, which means even more inflation and a weaker dollar than we've already experienced. So how can you preserve a purchasing power over the next 5 years? Well, buy gold. And again, you know, Peter's a gold guy, and of course he's going to say that. I'm going to say that. But, you know, I think his heart's in the right place. He really believes that, and I really believe that as well. The only issue we've had for some time is this bull market is really strange. It's long and it's protracted. It's not one of those straight-up markets. If it's anything like the last bull market we ran into from that ended in 2011, 2012, that was a 10-year bull market. Not many people know that because they didn't notice it till the last year or two when it went into bubble territory. But we are in a long-term bull market. There's no doubt in my mind. That's why I'm very confident. I keep telling you, relax, don't worry, just ride out these downs. If you can buy the dips, buy the dips. Anyway, as Peter says, is there a chance gold 5 years from now could be below 1900, which is about where it is now? Of course, there's always that risk. But I think the odds are much higher that it'll be worth considerably more. Now, could it go down? It's possible, but I weigh that against the odds of fiat currencies losing purchase powers. Meaning, if I buried a U.S. dollar, Canadian dollar in the ground today, and I dug it up 5 years from now, and I went to buy stuff, how much would it buy relative to what it bought when I buried it? This is a great simplified point that Peter brings up. I think gold buried in the ground today, oh, what a great line too. I think gold buried in the ground today will buy a lot more when you dig it up in 5 years than will your dollars. Well, Peter, you nailed it on this one, and I love that. That's a great little sentence, or that's a great little quote to tell someone. However, Peter, you know that this is a fact, and it's not even questionable, because no fiat currency has ever survived. We are the experiment, and we are failing. The U.S. dollar is failing as a fiat currency. And again, if you read history, you go to the history books, do all the Google searching you want. The United States is the longest surviving fiat currency in history. History of mankind, the history of this universe, what we know about it. So we are the experiment right now, and I think what Peter's missing here is that I don't think there's any odds that gold is going to be worth a lot lower than it is right now, unless there's a complete reset and they rename the dollar to something else, in which case we would be correct anyway because it's a reset, devaluation, and that's exactly what we're going to see. But I love Peter's point here. I think gold buried in the ground today will buy a lot more when you dig it up 5 years than will your dollars. And I think you could say that 5 years ago, you could say that 10 years ago, you could have buried dollar. It's still true today and it'll continue to be true because it is a fiat currency, not backed by anything tangible. And not to diss crypto coin, which I think is going to be a replacement for the dollar, for the paper dollar one day, like a credit card. Crypto is nothing but a fiat currency as well. Anyway, let me move along here and take a look at the spot prices. Holy smokes, look at this. I've just been watching it go up and up and up. If you did not purchase last week or yesterday, then you lost your opportunity to buy the dips. I think for now you did, at least. I can't see this market getting, again, you don't know for sure. There are black swan events. Remember I was telling you earlier, there are things that your child may do that are unexpected and you just don't expect it. You can expect that. But I don't think, in my opinion, unless we see anything, a black swan event, something drastic happen in the market, an economic collapse, or a complete, the dollar just skyrockets up. I don't think unless we see any of those things happen that, because we have no holidays, so they can't manipulate. They only manipulate during the holidays and slow trading. Follow that pattern, watch that pattern, you'll see that I'm correct on this for the most part. But anyways, there's no holidays coming up until the Christmas holidays. And typically gold and silver have been okay and strong after the Christmas holidays. They get a little weak before the holidays because, again, the manipulators come out and start banging it. That's not always been the case, but that's mostly the case. But again, what we see here is the holidays are over and metals are above that $1,800 mark. Gold, $1812.97. Look at that, up 35 bucks. Oddly enough, it was being taken down in $30 and $20 increments last week during slow holiday season, during the holiday season there, or the holidays week, I should say. And not only did they slam it, they slammed it like between 4 and 8 in the morning before New York opened. It was kind of a weird time to slam it, which tells me it's just monkey hammering bullshit. Anyways, look at that, back up 35 bucks, and still a great buy at 1812. I think we're going to continue to see this climb. Maybe not as drastically, but I think after the new year we will for certain. And look at silver, up $1. Wow, that's pretty impressive. And but again, silver can be really erratic. It follows gold for sure, but it does make big moves either way. However, man, you had an opportunity yesterday to buy silver at $22.61. And I think it actually hit a real low at 22 and change. So, I mean, if you had the right timing, you could have hit silver at 22 bucks, man. I think that was really, really cheap. A great buy the dip kind of deal. Let me talk about another metal that just completely has decoupled from gold and silver. It's not even following gold and silver right now. Have you looked at platinum? Platinum's up 21 bucks, but last week, the entire week, while gold and silver was getting monkey hammered, platinum went up. It went up, held its value, and went up. I got to tell you, I got to read more about what's happening with platinum, but platinum is more an industrial metal, in my opinion, and it's controlled by 3 major entities. It's controlled by the Russians, it's controlled by the Canadians, and it's controlled by the South Africans. Very small marketplace, very small trading pit where platinum and palladium get traded. And I think basically that's the primary reason you didn't see gold and silver get trashed, because there's some kind of monkey hammering going on, but on the upside with platinum between those 3 entities. And again, when you're dealing with those 3 entities, you got to be careful. So that's my opinion. I heard that trading pit with platinum and palladium is a snake pit when you got the Russians and South Africans and Canadians in there. And I guess Canadians can be aggressive too. So anyways, let's move along. But I thought that was really cool with platinum. Take a look at the last week, what platinum did. It held its own. I think platinum's a great metal. I think it's going to continue to be a great metal. I think it's way underpriced still. The movement upwards has been really slow. But again, last week, decoupling from the price of gold and silver was very interesting. I wonder what that means. So, best deals out there are still Krugerrands. I won't say it's the best gold deal out there, but it's the most readily available. Any coin dealer across the country or precious metal, coin and precious metal dealer that's worth his salt can easily get Krugerrands. They're out there. Same thing with Maple Leafs and same thing American Eagles. But Krugerrands, the premiums are so much lower than the other ones. At least $10 a coin or more lower than Maple Leafs, which for me, if you're $10 is $10, man. That's lunch. And I don't think you'll ever get that premium back. And they're generally $30 cheaper than Gold Eagles. And, that's significant. You could buy more gold. For every Krugerrand you buy versus an Eagle, you could buy a Krugerrand plus an ounce of silver for the same price you could buy an Eagle. I think that's a way better deal than buying yourself at least a burger. You're never going to get that premium back, so avoid paying huge premiums if you don't have to. Same thing applies to U.S. silver coins. The best deal out there is still 90% U.S. silver coins. You can buy this stuff anywhere from, I think, 85 cents now, it's gone up a little bit, to $1.50 over spot. I'm out of it right now, but I'll be getting some more in, and I can always order it in larger quantities if you want it. But it is the best deal. Ugly as shit to buy, pardon the expression, but it is the best deal out there. And I'm all about the best deal. I don't care if it's ugly. I don't care if it's shaped like a star, a moon, or a butthole. I'm sorry. It's silver. It's just worth its silver value. And this, actually, the beauty of this stuff, as ugly as it is it's made by the same people that make American Silver Eagles. It's made by the U.S. Mint. So its content, silver purity, is impeccable. Impeccable. Anyways, just wanted to share that with you. But there are some other products too that are a little more expensive than 90 that are a good deal too. Feel free to give us a call or come in anytime. We're happy to tell you what the best deals are on gold and silver. And occasionally we get some products in that are really cool too that we can't order because they're not readily available. But I bought American Arts medallions that I was able to sell for like I think $30 to $40 over the spot price versus 70 to 80 for Krugerrands for smaller quantities, and that's a significant saving. But the American Arts Medallion Company, they're the same blanks almost that they use in the Gold Eagles. And there you go. There's the American Arts Medallion series right there. I'm going to kind of just look. Believe it or not, these were made by the U.S. Mint, and the reason this was before the Gold Eagle, and this was supposed to be the United States competition with the Krugerrand, and I think the Maple Leaf was out by then. However, we really botched it because you know where you had to get these from? You couldn't buy them from coin dealers or precious metal shops. You had to go to the post office to buy them. It was a dismal failure because of the way they distributed them. However, same amount of gold. If you can find these out there, and you can find them a lot cheaper than Krugerrands and they're great freaking deals. The wholesale market on them sucks. So you can buy an ounce of gold made by the U.S. Mint for a much cheaper price if your dealer has them in stock or can get them. Anyways, I think we're going to end it right there. This is Brian. Oh, hey, listen, I appreciate you watching these videos, and if you would, as I told you yesterday, keep calm even on these down days. We are in a long-term bull market, and it's dollar related, and the dollar's going to get trashed. And with the potential Biden win, it's just going to happen faster. So anyways, keep calm and smash that like button. And please subscribe to my videos. I promise I'll do the best I can to keep you educated, not just try to help sell stuff, because I am in business here, but I want to help educate you. And I know a lot of you don't even live around here, will never do business with me. And my intent still is to educate you. Find yourself a good local dealer. Always try to do business locally. Avoid online. Even though there's good online companies out there, I'm not going to trash any of them. I like the idea of keeping the money local. So keep your money local. Buy from local coin dealers or precious metal dealers. Find one that's been around for, I like finding someone that's been around at least 10 years, but you may not have that option. Also, trust your gut. If your gut tells you don't feel good with that person, then go somewhere else. That's my opinion. And I know dealers all over the country, so if you need some advice on who to go to, maybe I can give me a call, even if you don't live in my area, and I'll tell you who I think might be good near you. Anyways, this is Brian Kuzmar with Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals in beautiful Lauderdale by the Sea. Call us anytime at 954-493-8811 between the hours of 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. Mondays through Fridays, and I'm very consistent with my hours. Happy to tell you what the best deals are, happy to give you gold prices, and we do other things besides coins. We also own an estate jewelry business. I'm not sure that you know that. And we do a bunch of other things as well. Anyways, thanks for watching. Maybe I'll do an afternoon update. I'm not sure. We'll see what metal prices do. If it kind of stays about the same, I probably won't, and you will hear from me tomorrow. Thanks for watching, and like I said, make sure you hit that smash the like button and subscribe. Thanks again, folks. Have yourself a good evening or a good day.